Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. All sports covered here on Milford TV is proudly presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail, a casual American dining experience specializing in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. An inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. And we also proudly bring you this coverage this evening live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization specializing in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. They take pride in contributing to nearly 25% of FDA-approved biopharmaceuticals in 2023. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. This is Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you this evening as we enter into a new week in this fall sports season. And we're back in the gym for girls volleyball coverage as Milford hosts a Davenport Division rival in the Mansfield Hornets. Milford comes into the matchup looking to get back on track in the season. They are currently in 4th place in the Kelly Rex, 2-6 overall on the year. Mansfield, meanwhile, comes in tied for 3rd place in the Davenport Division standings, right at the 500 mark at 3-3. Time to get this action started, as it will be the Scarlet Hawks who will serve first. The freshman Brooke Stokes behind the service line, and without further ado, action underway. Live across our Milford TV platforms this evening, locally on our educational channel, our Verizon High Definition channel, and streaming worldwide on our YouTube channel. Nice extended rally to get this first set action started. TJ Downing into the dive on the back row to keep this ball playable. Mansfield follows through with a couple of dives of their own, but eventually the ball goes deflecting off into the Mansfield bench. Nice long rally to start this match tonight. Gets the crowd activated, gives Milford the first point of the night. Stokes, one of the freshmen making an impact on this varsity team this season. This is our second chance to see the girls in action here in this fall of 24. Good strong return to the back row for Mansfield. Ultimately, Milford can't put it back across. I believe that was number 13, Riley Austin, a junior for Mansfield, with that return. Rough start to the season for Mansfield, losing their first 3 games of the season, but they've bounced back now with 3 consecutive wins to climb to the 500 mark. As the serve is met on the back row by sophomore Issa Grady Harper. Milford able to get that in the net front, and Stokes with a nice play over by the Milford bench. Blasted over the middle, good positioning for Downing. Good strong return by Inez Blanco de Almeida. Some good long rallies to start the night, as this one will come short on the return attempt by Tessa Lacour. And so de Almeida now serving with Milford up 2-1, and the service error will give Mansfield a quick side out. For the Scarlet Hawks, when we were able to cover the team earlier this season, it was in just their 3rd game of the season in what ended up being a 3-set sweep over Stoughton, which propelled Milford to an early 2-1 record. Milford has not won a match since. They've lost their last 5 straight. Good play up at the net, I believe, once again by Austin to give Mansfield an early 3-2 lead. Milford has not won a set since they pushed it to the full 5 against Nipmuc back on September 13th in a match they ultimately lost in really hard-fought fashion, 3-2. Since then, it's been 3 straight sweep defeats. So Milford really looking to change things on their season here tonight, as Gianna LeBron makes a good play from the far side, gets a deflection and gets the side out. We're tying things up, and now Grady Harper will serve for the home team. Punched across, and again, a good play. I beg your pardon, Claudia Salitro over there on the far side of the court. My apologies. So an exchange of side outs, 4-3 now in favor of Mansfield, as the serve will now come from Riley Austin. Too strong. Decent student section here at the outset of volleyball action tonight, getting started right on time. You never quite know the varsity start time for these volleyball contests. Very dependent on how quick the pace goes for the freshman and JV matches, but both wrapped up pretty quickly. So meanwhile, Lena Lupkin waiting for the go-ahead to deliver her serve. And a good strong serve catches Daniela Drumme by surprise. Exchange of leads so far here in the first set. Mansfield letting that serve go. It goes just long. Mansfield under the direction of head coach Tara DiGirolamo. Her fourth season as head coach of this varsity program, and has brought this team to the MIAA tournament in each of her first 3 seasons. As this ball just sneaks over the net, got a really nice roll. At first that looked like it was going to stay on the Mansfield side. And that's why Milford likely was late to react when that did flip over the net. Harper, the first to get to that ball on the back, took a tricky hop. TJ Downing tracked it down, sent it back to the front, but nobody home by the net for the Scarlet Hawks, and Mansfield now will take a 2-point lead. Again, that hard straight line serve. This time does not clear the net for Amy Zajac. Now here is Downing. Nice serve to the back. Played over by Laurel Campbell. Milford sets it up for De Almeida, but it's rejected. Play up front for Maddie Wisdom. And again, a 2-point lead for the Hornets with one of their senior captains now, Olivia Richards, serving. Played back to the middle by De Almeida and then sent over but out of play. Coach Tammy Weber looking to see this team turn the page from a rough stretch. Some new faces on this varsity roster, but it was pretty impressive to see them operate in that win against Stoughton. A lot of confidence and a lot of good play up and down the roster, but it has been a big-time struggle for Milford since that game. Flipped over. That one goes out of play right over by our broadcast setup. And another serve coming up now for Leonie Manforte. And delivered into the net by Campbell. And so Milford ties it right back up. A low set by number 23, Olivia Dubose, and not really much Ellie McGrath could do with that one. And so now it's Milford back on top. And delivered down the line, but it stays out of play. Mansfield struggling with their execution a bit on these Made 4-day serves. And now pushed over quickly. And that time Mansfield able to change up the tempo and have some success. DuBose making the good play. And so Mansfield back on serve. Tessa Blackwire. Pushed to the front, that time by LeBron. Good change in positioning on the back row by Zajac for Mansfield. Now De Almeida to the back, just too long. We saw from the game we covered a couple of weeks ago, the exchange student Inez Blanco De Almeida with a lot of power, a lot of skill. As a sophomore, she'll deliver this one over too long as well, so trying to narrow down. She sent a couple too long. And now it's Mansfield back on top, so no team has been able to hold a lead so far. As you can see there. Substitutions for Milford as we see Brooke Stokes come back out onto the floor for another service game. That one drops down. Libero playing it well. Number 15, that's Gabrielle Moore. Now cross court and perfectly struck. Milford back on top by a point now as we see another nice diving play to keep the ball alive, and then driven out. And we'll get our first timeout now of this first set, with Milford currently on top 14-12. It's been a very competitive set thus far. Starting off a new week here in our sports coverage on Milford TV. If you missed any of our action last week, we were out on the turf field all last week covering boys soccer, girls soccer, and football. All of those games are available for streaming on our YouTube page. Check any of our sports action out anytime. We saw a quality win for the boys soccer team last Thursday against Canton, and then a low-scoring but interesting game for the football team on Friday against Wellesley High School, a game that Milford was able to pull out 7-6. So after a 1-point defeat in week 2, Milford comes back with another nail-biter, but this time on the winning side of a 1-point margin. Football team will be on the road this week taking on Natick. We'll have some girls soccer action for you a little bit later on this week. We'll share with you some of the schedule details as we get a little bit later in the broadcast. Milford comes out of the timeout, and it's a service error for Stokes. Milford now holding on to a 1-point lead once again, as we'll see Daniela Drame come out on serve. Tuck out by Grady Harper. Now here's Abby Murphy with a one-handed flick, but it's met at the top of the net by the Hornets. This time it's Inez with the dig, and then clobbered out of play by Salitro, all geared up on the near side. Good energy in the gym. Both school sub-varsity teams sticking around, doing a good job cheering on their varsity counterparts. Also with a nice drive to the back row that time, but a sliding play made by Mansfield. Now Murphy able to adjust and send that ball back across. Now to the back row, diving play for Gianna LeBron, and again Murphy will get the return. Set up on the near side, Milford with a rejection. Play whistle dead, and eventually the call goes to Mansfield. The infraction for Milford costs them. Mansfield back on top by 2. Stokes over by the bench again. Does a good job tracking those balls down. Stokes the set for Inez, and she gets the deflection out of play, and Milford gets the side out. Right now, shaping up to be a set that's going to go down to the wire. Inez on serve now for the Hawks. One-handed swat, Stokes is there. And now, nice return made by TJ Downing. Deflection off the top of the net. And again, Milford is able to make the play. Murphy with her back to the net gets the return, and then Milford with a spike. Murphy finishes it. Excellent play up front by the sophomore. And tied up at 16. Milford students love it. Dug out nicely by Dramé on the Mansfield side. Stokes again will feed Murphy and makes it consecutive spikes. Back-to-back kills for Abby Murphy. And Milford in front 17-16. Swatted to the back. Stokes will set it up for Salitro, and this time a good block on the Mansfield side for Elle McGrath. So that breaks the Milford momentum, tied up now at 17. Gabrielle Moore will serve now for the Hornets. And Milford lets it go. Harper misjudging that ball. It was in by a clear margin. That allows Mansfield to jump back on top with the ace. And now a deflection off into the crowd off the hands of TJ Downing. And Coach Weber is going to want to settle things down here as Mansfield takes a 19-17 lead as we get deep now into this first set. Milford last played on Thursday of last week. Really had to go through the gauntlet last week. We mentioned 3 straight 3-set sweeps, all against tough competition and all on the road as well. It started on September 16th in a matchup against the Canton Bulldogs, who have once again been at the top of their powers. 6-1 coming into action this week. They followed that up with a tough matchup on the road against the Franklin Panthers, and then wrapped up the week with that Thursday matchup at King Philip. And again, a 3-set sweep loss there as well. That game against Franklin was originally scheduled for this week, but ended up with a date change to end up causing Milford to have to play 3 matches over the span of 4 days, including back-to-back at Franklin and at King Philip. So Milford hoping that a little bit of rest and a little bit of a break from the real teeth of their schedule that they went through last week will help them get things back on track. Trailing in this first set, though, 19-17. And now the serve from Moore. And a nice save right at the near sideline for TJ Downing. And then sliced cross court by Riley Austin to get the kill. And that's going to put Mansfield within 5 points of the set. They haven't updated the scoreboard yet. Now they do. Sliding play by Downing. Murphy had to back up to adjust for that ball. And it sets up another outside hit for Austin. She's taken over this last sequence, and it's now the largest lead for either team in this set. 4-point lead for Mansfield, 4 more points to take the set. A lot of good work done on the serve of Moore. Now pushed to the net, and that set really handcuffed Downing. And Milford forced into another timeout. Well, a set that was within a point or two all the way, suddenly Mansfield has gone on a run. It's been a 6-0 run for Mansfield to really seize control. This matchup has been a favorable one for Milford in recent years. A plus 500 record in head-to-head meetings with Mansfield. But in trouble here in the first set as both teams retake the floor. Fans trying to inject some life into the Milford players. A battle in the stands as play resumes on the floor. Another good serve for Gabrielle Moore. Now Downing goes cross court. And they're going to award the point to Mansfield. Milford called for an infraction at the net. And Mansfield looking to bring a quick close to set number 1. Here's Murphy, now lofts this one to the back. Good block by the Hawks. Players getting tangled up. Now TJ Downing punches that ball towards the far side and is able to drop it down for a desperately needed side out for Milford. Work to do, and not a lot of real estate left in the set. And Brady Harper with a service error to bring up set point chances for the Hornets. And Riley Austin, who has made some of the big kills for Mansfield in this set, on serve, trying to close it out. Downing gets rejected, and that's it. The Mansfield fans in the house happy with the results of that first set. Milford really let it slip away. And so it is Mansfield who will start off the night on top, 1-0. We'll take a quick timeout here on the broadcast as we come to you live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Again, 1-0. Mansfield on top of Milford. We'll be right back in a moment on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail. Back here live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth as we bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV. I am Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coed here with you on the call. Patrick Garapi on the coverage as well. Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV, courtesy of our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Meanwhile, Milford with a frustrating way to see that first set come to an end. And what was a close set most of the way. Milford had a 1-point lead at 17-16 and then would score just one more point the rest of the way. Mansfield closing out the set on a 9-1 run. So Milford now trying to regroup, able to grab the first 2 points out of the gates here in second set action. Inez Blanco de Almeida serving, and in a bit of a scramble, Mansfield was somehow able to get that ball back over. Set up for a two-handed return, but Mansfield called for a double touch. So a promising start for the Scarlet Hawks. And as has been the best server of the night so far on the Milford side, as that ball deflects off of a Milford hand and out of play, so that ends the early run. Daniela Dramé will now serve for Mansfield. Set up for TJ Downing to go down the line. A really nice job by Gabrielle Moore to get that ball back and playable. Now pushed over towards Austin, this time too strong on the return. She was outstanding in the first set. And now here is Issa Grady Harper. Had some struggles on serve in the first set. And now a punch from Salitro to keep that ball alive. Downing returns. Now Stokes sends it a long way across for TJ Downing, who couldn't quite adjust, sent that return into the net. 4-2 Hawks, and back to the serve of Gabrielle Moore, who was a key in Mansfield gaining separation on the scoreboard at the close of that first set. Eight of the final 9 points for the Hornets were on Moore's serve. Another punch from Downing. This time she's able to get it across, and that ball drops down just out. Boy, that was a close call. Goes Milford's way. Hard to tell as we look back on the delay on the live stream, but Milford happy to see the call go their way. 2-point lead now with Lena Lupkin on serve. And a return sent into the net on the Mansfield side. Lupkin down the line this time. Ball that nearly scraped the rafters. Mansfield's able to adjust and get the return. Now Downing drops it right into the middle of the floor. So a nice start to the set for the Scarlet Hawks. Right to the net. Making sure that one stayed on the Mansfield side was Danny Darling. And another one down the line, and that is in for an ace. The bench getting into it with some choreography, and Mansfield's coach, Tara DiGirolamo, calls the timeout. First Mansfield timeout of the match as Milford has made a nice run to start the set, now up 9-3. So we mentioned it late in that first set. The head-to-head meetings just a tick in Milford's favor. It's been a competitive head-to-head matchup over the years between these two teams. Milford has won 5 out of the last 9. That dates back to the 2017 season. Mansfield did win the most recent meeting, their lone regular season meeting last year. It was a 3-set sweep here in the Milford gym. Prior to that, Milford had won in 4 sets in 2022. Teams also splitting their 2 regular season meetings in 2021. Back out of the timeout, another serve for Lupkin. Driven to the back. Lupkin makes the play. Harper sends it over, but just out on the far side. Harper unsure of how to play that as the libero. And sent back. And a held ball is the call. And so a couple of points back for Mansfield. Riley Austin serving. And too long on that serve. Milford looking to avoid seeing Mansfield go on an extended run the way they were able to do in the first set. Meanwhile, Coach Tammy Weber deploys Lucia Testa to take over on serve. A long way to go for Moore, and again, she is able to keep play alive for Mansfield. She has been everywhere on the court through these first 2 sets, and Mansfield rewards the effort with the point. I believe that was Blackwire over on the far side. Now Amy Zajac, the junior, serving for the Hornets, trailing Milford by 4. A service error will give the Hawks a quick side out. Back to Leonie Manforte. Play on the back row by Testa. And Inez too strong on the return. Lead for Milford down to 4. Testa steps in from the back row. Everyone caught a bit out of position. Milford is able to get the return. Murphy gets it across. And then gets a block. Now set up on the outside. And this time Inez right on target with the kill. A little bit more of a downward motion there makes all the difference. Now back to Brooke Stokes on serve. return sent too far out by the Hornets. Milford on top now 13-7. Dug out by Moore, now right at the net. Salitro there. And right now, Claudia Salitro making the argument that Mansfield stepped on the line underneath the net, but the argument is to no avail. And now diving play from Harper. Good heads-up play for Stokes, as well as Inez. And now Salitro pulverizes one to the back, gets the deflection and the kill. Milford staying focused after not getting the benefit of that call just moments ago. 14-8 now, the lead for Milford. And serve to the back, that is on the line. Another ace. We've seen both teams at times give up on those serves to the back line and have paid the price. Inez Blanco de Almeida loving that one. Now played on the back row. Abby Murphy with a good play. Ball still alive for TJ Downing, who gets the kill. And Milford rolling right now. The bench all standing. A lively atmosphere here in the gym, as this ball just barely avoids the basketball net. Sent to the back, out of play. And Milford on a roll. (17-8) now the lead. Inez doing a lot of damage on serve. It will come to an end here, but a great run to put Milford in good position, up 17-9. These Milford players anxious to get back to it as Mansfield takes some time here with substitutions. Dramé serving for Mansfield. And meanwhile, the call goes on the Milford side. So Mansfield whistled for an infraction. Brady Harper serving. Harper has to step in and play that ball. I believe it was intended for Downing. This time Stokes able to get it over to the senior. Now a deflection off the front. And the ball goes out of play. An 18-10 lead now for Milford. Mansfield able to claim another point. Our scoreboard numbers back under control after that collision with our equipment on the sideline. 19-11 now is the lead for Milford. Serve back on the Milford side for Lena Lutkin. A good serving set. And over the middle. Mansfield able to beat Manforte for the point. The Mansfield JV players have not given up on this second set, continuing to make their voices heard. Downing makes the play. Lutkin pushes towards the net. Manforte geared up for the spike, but a little off on the timing. Milford giving the Hornets a little bit of life here in these last few points. Now pushed over the middle, and Milford caught in too tight to the middle. Could not defend that back corner. Milford able to get a point back as that return from Mansfield sailed out of play. 20-14 now the score. Milford 5 points away from evening up this match. And you can make it 4. Testa serving again for Milford. And Inez didn't have quite the distance, trying to poke that ball across the net. So a side out for the Hornets. And a double hit called on Testa. Lead for Milford cut down to 5. Another hard line drive serve. Inez down to a knee. Now back to her feet to get the return. And then drop down. Inez with her hands all over that sequence. Milford gets the side out. They need 3 more points. They turn to Manforte now on serve. And she gets the nice roll over the net. Bit of a gift ace. And they're going to say that Manforte stepped on the line on that serve. Foot fault sends the serve back onto the Mansfield side at 23-17. Testa, Lutkin, and back to Inez, deflected in front. Jammed over and rolled across the tape and down for a Milford point. And right now, Inez Blanco de Almeida has taken over this second set. Milford with set point chances coming up. Brooke Stokes serving. And now across the net front and down. Just out of the reach of Inez, and 1 set point saved for Mansfield. Serve now for Tessa Blackwire. And Stokes trying to surprise the Hornets. And the return goes into the net from Abby King. And so after a 25-18 first set win for Mansfield, it's this time the Scarlet Hawks who notched the 25-18 win in the second set. And so we are all even now after two here in the Milford gym. Another pause in the broadcast. We'll be back with set number 3 coming up next as we bring you this coverage live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. And as always, all of our Scarlet Hawks athletics coverage here on Milford TV is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Make sure you check them out this fall. Just recently updated the menu. All kinds of great stuff for the fall. Locations in both Milford as well as Hudson, Mass. And we also come to you live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth as we settle in for third set action here in the Milford gym, now tied at a set apiece. Two straight points to start the set for the Hornets. Inez Blanco de Almeida, who really stepped up in the second set, leading Milford to level this match. She's on serve now. Now some confusion over by the near sideline for Mansfield. Milford able to take the lead now at 3-2. Another good service game in the making here for Inez. Push to the back. Stokes able to feed this one over to TJ Downing, who gets the return. And now blocked by Abby Murphy. Now Murphy too far to the back. And so already better results here for Milford than what they've had in more than a week after suffering 3 straight 3-set sweeps last week. Able to get back on the board with a win here in the second set. Nice diving play for Stokes, and another great dive over on the Mansfield side. That was Daniela Drumme. with a nice bid, but the return for Mansfield goes out of play. So Grady Harper serving at 5-3, gets the deflection. And so another good start to a set here for Milford. That was really what set them up for success in the second. They were able to rattle off 7 of the first 10 points of the second set. A chance to do that same thing here. There's Milford, and again, can see her trying to get comfortable with those shots up tight around the net. She has the height, just trying to be secure in the technique. As Maddie Wisdom commits the service error, which gives Milford a quick side out. We'll get an exchange of personnel as Lena Lutkin comes out on serve, served very well in the second set. Danny Darling up front for the Hawks as well, who made some good plays at the net as part of that second set 25-18 win. That ball carved out of play. Right now, this has the feeling like both coaches are trying to test out some different personnel groupings. We've seen a lot of subs come in and out. And right now on the Mansfield side, we see Riley Austin, who has been a real standout on the floor on the sideline. Meanwhile, Lutkin serving with Milford up 9-4. See Abby King trying to find that ball. She backpedaled towards the bench. Couldn't save it, and Lutkin won't serve just yet as Mansfield calls a timeout. So as we take a look at the schedule coming up here in the days ahead for this Milford girls volleyball team, they'll be on the road later this week. They'll have a lighter schedule this week compared to last week. They won't play again until the 27th when they're on the road to take on Oliver Ames. A lot of road games here in this middle stretch of the season. 5 road games out of 6 overall on the schedule. With this one home game wedged in, they'll be at Oliver Ames on the 27th. Then as we flip into October, they'll be on the road against Taunton. Their next home game won't be until October 7th when the Foxborough Warriors come to town. Just 4 more home games total listed on the schedule for Milford after this game today, which is a little surprising given the fact that they haven't had a ton of home games here in the first half of the season either. This is only their 3rd home game, so that would make just a total of 7. A good play up at the net. I believe that was Olivia Richard for Mansfield with the spike. Amy Zajac serving with Mansfield trailing 11-5. Lutkin will set it up. Mansfield a bit handcuffed at the net, but they're able to get it back across, and eventually they survive the point. Hard serve to the back. Grady Harper able to dig it out. Pushed over by Darling. Lutkin finds it. Downing steps up. Over to the far side for a two-handed return. Right up to the net. Swatted across by Downing. Sent over now by Milford. And now a nice dig for Issa Grady Harper. Downing to the back row. And Lubkin with the hard deflection. Inez went into a full dive towards the back wall, but could not get there. Good rally there for the two sides. 11-7 now as Mansfield grabs a couple of points back. And Mansfield goes plunging towards the stands. LaQuire going right into the first row of the bleachers. But the point goes to the Scarlet Hawks, and now here is Lucia Testa. Dug out by the Mansfield libero. She'll get another chance at it here. Gabrielle Moore, who's had a good game in green. And Grady Harper and Lubkin come together. Milford survives. Blasted over the middle, out of the reach of Issa that time. The Milford lead down to 4. Little 3-1 mini run here for the Mansfield Hornets. And again, Manforte uncomfortable with that spike play at the net. Coach Weber will call a timeout. Give us a chance to take a quick peek at the state of things overall for our fall teams in the Hockomock League as we quickly approach the end of the month of September. Still waiting to get into the division portion of the football schedule, so that is when the standings will really start to ramp up in importance. The Milford football team at 2-1, the only unbeaten team in the Kelly Rex is, of course, the King Philip Warriors. In boys soccer, Milford has pulled themselves into a tie for first place with the Sharon Eagles. The Milford boys now 3-1-3 overall on the season. The girls soccer team right now in a tie for third place. They are on the plus side of 500 at 3-2. The Milford field hockey team off to a 1-6 start there in 5th place in their Kelly Rex standings. And then, of course, this Milford girls volleyball team at 2-6 currently reside in 4th place in their Kelly Rex standings, looking to get back in the win column after an extended losing streak. If they can pull this one out tonight, but things getting close here in set 3. Milford led by as many as 6. Now it's down to a 2-point lead, as this time Manforte gets the return across. To the near side for Inez, who blasts it down for the kill. Meanwhile, Mansfield continues to play with their top outside hitter, Riley Austin, on the sidelines. A mishit on the back row for Mansfield, and Milford able to sneak the lead back up to 4. And a nice little roll across the net and down for an ace for Leani. This time does not get the good fortune on the net. So a 4-point Milford advantage as the serve goes back over to the Mansfield side for Tessa Blaquire. Grady Harper with the dig. Milford lets it go for Inez with a little looping return. And now that ball drops between Grady Harper and Testa on the back row. 2 points back for Mansfield. Set up well on the outside for Inez. Mansfield able to get there. Now to the far side. Darling pushes it to the back. Now over the middle for Murphy. That's her sweet spot. Gets it down for the kill. To 12, Milford. And then collision on the back between Testa and Stokes. Once again, carves it down to a 3-point margin. Inez cross court and cannot be handled. Continues to make outstanding plays. Now will take over on serve. With Milford on top 17-13. And this time, too much on the serve. Very close as we get late in the third set. Stokes will set it on the outside for Downing. Quick hands on the back row for Mansfield. Harper sets it up for Salitro, who could not get the clearance over the net. To a 2-point Milford lead. And with Gabrielle Moore on serve, who has been the best server on the Mansfield side tonight. Milford fortunate to get the side out. Issa Grady Harper. Nice sliding play. Milford there at the top of the net. Now Stokes will set it up for Downing. And another good play on the back row. A couple here by Tremay. And there is the power for Inez all the way towards the back wall. Here's Downing. And that stays on the Mansfield side. Longest rally of this third set. The point goes to Milford. And now play whistled to a halt. What's the call as the two officials look across the court at one another? It goes as a Mansfield point. Quick conversation here as Claudia Salitro goes over to the official up on the podium. Again, Salitro, for the second time tonight, leaves the conversation with the officials disappointed with the result. 19-16 is the Milford lead as the serve goes well long. Substitutions come in on both sides, as Milford will turn back to Lena Lupkin. 5 points away from taking their first lead in the match. Good quick hands all the way up the middle for Mansfield to keep that ball alive, but Milford eventually gets the job done. And now that ball deflects off out of play. Milford quickly able to take a 22-16 lead. Lupkin take Milford across the finish line and put them ahead in the match. Too long on the serve, so Mansfield will get the side out at 22-17 Milford. Mansfield won the opening set 25-18. Milford won the second set 25-18. Mansfield now with Zajac serving. Just does get that serve across. Set up over the middle, and a quick return past the hands of Brady Harper. I believe that was Olivia Richard with the kill on the Mansfield side. Still plenty of belief over on the Mansfield side of the floor. Downing to Darling. Lifted over towards the far side. Blasted by Downing. And there is another excellent play by Gabrielle Moore. Milford runs out of touches. Unflappable over on the Mansfield side of the floor. Milford lead down to 3 as the serve goes out of play. And so Lucia Testa back onto the floor. She will take over on serve. Over 2 points away from the set. Driven to the back, Testa, Harper. And then Inez flies in for the return. And then over to the near side, sent out of play by the Hornets. Set point chances for the Scarlet Hawks at 24-19. Milford over to Inez, pushes to the back, hard deflection, cannot be played. And Milford will take set 3 by a margin of 25-19. So Milford has battled back. They've taken consecutive sets, and they now lead in the match. 2-1 Milford as we head to the 4th. Coverage live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. We'll be back in just a moment as we bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Back here in the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth, about to begin the fourth set in this contest between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Mansfield Hornets. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet with you on the call. It's been a fun battle between these two teams tonight. And again, we want to acknowledge our broadcast booth sponsor, Rentschler Biopharma. With their state-of-the-art facility and a commitment to excellence, Rentschler Biopharma is poised to tackle the most complex challenges in biopharmaceutical development and manufacturing. Our coverage is also presented by our good friends at the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. And again, we've mentioned it, a lot of fall goodies on the menu over at Rail Trail this past weekend. Had a special apple crisp pancakes. I have a feeling those might stick around heading into their Indigenous Peoples Day brunch, which is coming up on Monday, October 14th from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Good opportunity to check that out right on Main Street here in Milford at Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Meanwhile, a 2-1 start to this fourth set for Mansfield. Inez Blanco de Almeida serving now for Milford. As we get settled into the fourth set, Claudia Solitro with a return now. Stokes positioned well, Downing will give Solitro another chance. Drove that hard towards the far sideline. Stokes now for Downing. And fired into the net over on the Mansfield side. Milford looking to break out of a 5-match losing streak that began back on September the 12th. In 5 previous matches, Milford had only won a total of 2 sets. Those came in the same match, a 5-setter against Nipmuc. Other than that, suffered 3-set sweep losses to Attleboro on the 12th, and then that 3 in a row against Canton, Franklin, and KP on the road. But ahead in this match, can they finish the job? Right now knotted up at 3. Service now from Daniela Dramé. And Milford getting that ball caught up on the back row, could not make a return. And Mansfield, who has not held many leads since the first set, they lead it here at 4-3. Outside of the very early points of the second and third set, Milford has really controlled the scoreboard, but now Mansfield able to jump ahead by a couple. Good work on serve for Tremay. Slitro pushes that back to the middle. Abby Murphy with a strong return. Pulls right back to within 1. So Brady Harper serving. Or slides in to make the dig. Punch to the middle by TJ. And that ball sent out. Riley Austin back on the floor now for Mansfield. Played very well in the first set. We haven't seen her on the floor through much of the second or third sets. Tied up at 5. Inez with the dig. Set up for Downing. That sneaks over for the kill. Coming into play today, TJ Downing was the kills leader just by 1. As this serve ticks over the net and drops down for a surprise ace. Downing came into play today with 22 kills. Abby Murphy one behind at 21. Claudia Salitro at 18 and Inez Blanco de Almeida with 14. Set up now for Downing on the outside, and she'll pick up a kill here. Good work on serve by Issa Grady Harper. Mansfield now able to get the side out. Milford with a 2-point edge. Gabrielle Moore serving for the visitors. Salitro again all geared up for that return, but couldn't get the net clearance. This time it is the Hornets that get the benefit of that roll off the top of the net. No, now, I beg your pardon, the call going to Milford. To 8 now. The score with the Hawks in front. Riley Austin, the junior, now serving for the Hornets. Good serve, but a good play defensively for Grady Harper. And mishit on the near side by Maddie Zinn. Gia Testa will now serve. It's in with a good play that time. And a great return for Olivia DuBose. Cross-court blast. Mansfield fans in attendance wanted that to be called in, but that was out on the far sideline. Milford back up now 11-8. Nice easy motion there on the serve for Testa. Mansfield getting caught a little confused as that ball got popped up in the air. Grows to 4 now for the Hawks. To the back, Lucia, the only one back deep. She was able to make the initial play. Now, rally whistle to a stop. As Mansfield will get the point. Milford called for the infraction. Zajac now will serve for the Hornets. We'll get a brief conference here amongst the officials. No change in the call. Now the serve for Zajac. Dug out by Harper. Lukin sets it for Inez, who gets rejected. She'll get another chance here. Goes cross court, and it's out. Milford lead down to 2. Ball pops high in the air. Now set up for Inez. Return goes cross court. Darling gets to it. And now a chance for the return, but it's rejected over the middle by Richard. Milford lead is cut down to 1. Coach Weber not calling a timeout here, wanting to see her team fight through. That ball deflected out of play. And so Milford gets the side out. Remain on top here, 13-11. Leonie Manforte now on serve. Tracks this ball down along the near sidelines. Darling underhands back across. Slight collision. But Milford gets back in position, and it is Inez who gets the kill. Now it's Coach DiGirolamo from the sideline trying to rally her team. And hard deflection from the back row. Serve cannot be returned. Sets it up on the near side. That one sneaks down. Mansfield gets the side out. Still just a 3-point margin. Hard deflection off of Testa's hands. Inez over in front of her own bench trying to save it, but it was out of her reach. A lot of the students that were here at the outset still here cheering on the Scarlet Hawks team. As that serve just does go out on the near sideline. Good judgment call that time for Milford. Stokes will serve. Sneaky quickness off those serves from Stokes, but Mansfield had the answer that time. Mansfield coming into this matchup off of a 3-game winning streak. Milford off of a 5-game losing streak. Things getting very close now here in the 4th. 16-15. A 3-1 run for Mansfield. Return just barely made it over for Milford. Now again in a scramble. Good work for the Hawks. Now Murphy and Brady Harper collide as Milford again escapes. And now the return from Mansfield is out on the near sideline. Good escape back there for the Scarlet Hawks. And good communication after the play between the two sophomores, Issa Grady-Harper and Abby Murphy. Inez serving. Milford up 17-15. Downing. And the deflection. Nothing Riley Austin could do up at the net. Serve to the near sideline. Mansfield able to save it. Downing to the back. Played over the middle. Inez steps up. Murphy now from the middle. Stokes pushes it across. Murphy with some more power. This time she gets it done. And the Scarlet Hawks 6 points away from busting out of an extended losing streak. Serve too long. Daniela Dramé steps back out onto the floor to take over on serve. Grady-Harper with a nice bid, but couldn't keep that ball in play. So 2 points back for the Hornets. They had a good run on serve earlier on in this set. As Milford sneaks that ball down inside the back line, Mansfield gave up on it. Hoisted back over. Downing the first to touch. Now Salitro in rhythm, able to get that across for the kill. 4 points to go now for the home team. Set up over the middle, deflected off of Grady-Harper's hands and out of play. Mansfield gets the side out. Good pace to this fourth set. Both teams making some big plays. Just a slim 3-point lead for Milford. Diving bid, and Milford can't get it back across. Two points back now for the visitors. Long run for Stokes, but she was able to get there to make that set. Now sets it up for Salitro to the back. Too long. And so Milford tightening up just a bit here down the stretch in this third set. They had built up a 5-point lead, but it's down now to just a single point. And Coach Weber elects to call the timeout. And so quickly, while we have a pause in the action, just a quick note to all of our viewers who are tuned into our YouTube live stream for tonight's game. We highly encourage interaction in the live chat. We always keep the live chat open. We encourage fans of either team to get involved, to comment on the action. We only ask that you keep the comments constructive. We ask you to refrain from anything negative, calling out teams, making any sort of inappropriate comments about either Milford or any other team that Milford is playing or any other team across the high school sports spectrum. These are all students. Let's not forget that these are student athletes, all of them putting their best effort out there on the court, on the field, whatever sport that we're covering. And so we ask that you keep that in mind as you make your comments in the live chat. So with that, we return to live action. Milford with a 1-point lead, and that lead now extinguished as that ball deflects out of play. And so Mansfield has battled back to tie this fourth set up at 21. A 5-2, make it a 6-2 run now for Mansfield, as they will now take a lead, and all of a sudden now Mansfield is just 3 points away from forcing this to a fifth set. And Milford has to call another timeout. And so this is more of what we saw from Milford in the first set, in what was a closely played first set. It was a 17-16 score in the first, but that's where Milford got a little tight back then. Mansfield was able to take control. They won the set 25-18, but a credit to the Scarlet Hawks. They've shown some good resilience since then, have really controlled the match since then, but they've let things slip away again here in the late stages of this fourth set. And so now a fight to the finish as Mansfield returns to the floor with their first lead since the early points of this fourth set. And they have Gabrielle Moore on serve, who has been very reliable tonight. Stokes will set it over the middle. Manforte with the return. Now Mansfield pushes to the back. That's too long. And so Milford gets the side out, and we're tied at 22. Lena Lupkin, a lot of pressure on the underclassmen. Jumps to the front to set that. Brady Harper will return. Knee slide on the back row for Inez. Danny Darling with a little soft return, but effective. She gets the kill. Milford jumps on top. Big point coming up here on Lupkin's serve. Tricky deflection. Now Lupkin drifts over to the near sideline. TJ Downing with a good return. And now it's Lupkin who stuck her hand in there. Would have been an easier play on the back row for Inez. And so instead of a set point for Milford, we're tied at 23, and a critically important point for both teams now about to play out at 23 all. The roof may have helped Milford's cause there a little bit, kept that ball from going off into the stands. Another scramble here for Milford, they survive. Now a hard blast from Austin is absorbed on the back row. Now denied at the net. Lupkin with a soft return, and she gets the kill. Milford hanging on in that point by their fingernails. Somehow they get the point, and they will have a single set point chance here. It'll be a match point at 24-23. On the serve of Lucia Testa. Good strong serve, Mansfield lets it go, and it drops inside the back line, and an ace for Lucia Testa is what finishes things here tonight. Milford wins this fifth set 25-23, and they take the match 3-1. It got a little shaky there in the late stages of the set for the Scarlet Hawks, but they were able to find their form, a couple of good plays in the end. And so the Scarlet Hawks will celebrate. They're able to end their 5-game losing streak as they take this match tonight by a final of 3-1. Great play up and down the floor, and the celebration is on here. A tough week last week against some very, very difficult competition, but back here at home, Milford is able to get the job done. And so with the victory, Milford will improve to 3-6 now on the season. And with the loss, Mansfield drops under the 500 mark. They are 3-4. So we will continue our coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV a little bit later this week. Weather permitting, we'll have another Milford versus Mansfield matchup for you on Thursday. That will be out on the turf for girls soccer. There is some inclement weather expected as the week goes on. We hope we'll be able to get that game in for you. But of course, as always, we encourage you to check out all of our social media accounts for any updates to our coverage. So you can follow along with us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Threads, on X, for all of the latest related to our sports coverage. But that's going to wrap things up here for tonight. A big thank you to Patrick Garapi for manning the camera for tonight's game. And I am Tim Coet. That final score one final time here from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Milford defeats Mansfield by a final of 3-1. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.